It is no secret that the crypto craze has taken the world, and for this matter, this show, by storm. But as Bitcoin and Wall Street collide, one question remains on many investors' minds. What exactly is Bitcoin? For more on that, let's bring in CFTC Chairman Chris Giancarlo. He joins us from the Milken Conference in Los Angeles. Chris, welcome to the show. And we just want to start off with the million-dollar question, because I think that there is a real debate, even amongst Bitcoin enthusiasts.
This part's really important, so please continue to watch.
What is Bitcoin? Is it digital gold? Is it a currency? Is it a security? Could it be all of the above? What do you think?
Well, it's a great debate, Melissa. And a lot of people are looking at it from so many different angles. And we at the CFTC have been looking at it for a number of years now. You know, the statutes under which we operate were written, in our case, in 1935, and with the SEC in 1933 and 34. And it's often hard to look at those statutes and find out where something.
This is one of the biggest problems with government regulation, is old antiquated laws trying to regulate new technology.
As new and innovative as Bitcoin and many of the other cryptocurrencies, where do they fall into a regulatory regime that was written decades ago? So in the case of the CFTC, we see elements of commodities in it that are subject to our regulation, but depending on which regulatory regime you're looking at, it has different aspects of all of that. In our case, though, we have seen the licensing and the operation of Bitcoin futures contracts, which are cash-settled contracts on Bitcoin operated by our two large exchanges, the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and the CBOE. And those.
What's really interesting, too, is if you do have a chance, please check out the Max Kaiser videos I've recently posted. They actually go into the futures contracts, and I believe it's really important if you're going to be investing in crypto to understand how these contracts work.
Contracts are working quite well.
You have said in the past, Chris, that you believe Bitcoin operates very much or acts very much like a commodity in the context of gold. I mean, do you see similarities where you say, you know, right now, at least in its early stage, it does look like X, Y, or Z?
Yeah, well, I think there are certainly aspects of this that you might call a virtue.
So we're going to cut it there. Hopefully this video doesn't get flagged by YouTube. That's why I have to do this new format. But he brings up a really good point where it hasn't acted like a commodity, to be honest. When there's been instability in the market, cryptocurrencies have acted or followed the securities route. And if you're going to look at like investing in coins like Ethereum or some of these tokenized second generation cryptos, they act a lot more like a security than a commodity. The original Bitcoin, Litecoin, the ones that are currencies, they are more like a commodity. But let's see what this guy has to say about it.
Virtual asset, a virtual asset like gold, only it's virtual, it's digital. But it is an asset that many find worthy of holding for a long period of time, and that have aspects to it that might not be ideal as a medium of exchange, but might be more suitable as a long-term buy and hold strategy. But the truth of the matter is that Bitcoin and a lot of its other virtual currency counterparts really have elements of all of the different asset classes, whether a medium payment, whether a long-term asset. And so as a world and as regulators, we're coming to grips with this just now in real time, and it's complicated, and I don't see it being resolved anytime soon.
Are you worried that...
So basically, in a nutshell, what they're trying to say is we want to tax it every way possible. A lot of the taxation laws they've been trying to pass has been very unfavorable. I believe this will change, though, as Goldman Sachs and some of these larger banks that have a lot of political influence, as they become more heavily invested in crypto, I can see them passing more friendly acts. The biggest problem I have, and hopefully, like I said, this is only going to apply to half my audience since most of you guys are international, is when you trade from crypto to crypto, it's supposed to be taxable, which is an absolute joke. I think it's terrible, and it's really going to make it hard. I mean, it'll prevent from speculation, and it makes it better to be a long-term investor. But the fact that if you sell your Bitcoin to Ethereum and then Ethereum to like Litecoin and a Litecoin to Bitcoin, these are all according right now to the US government, these are all taxable transactions, which is an absolute joke considering in real estate you're allowed to just 1031 exchange and really never have to pay capital gains as long as you keep 1031 exchanging into different properties. And obviously, real estate is owned by a lot of wealthy people. Our president, Donald Trump, has passed a lot of real estate friendly tax rules. So hopefully something like this will happen with crypto. If not, obviously it's us as a people to try to put in politicians that will put pressure on these regulators to make sure they don't pass ridiculous regulations on cryptocurrencies. But let me know your thoughts. I know I've been getting some heat on the comments. People don't like this new format. There's really nothing I can do. I will be sharing more RT crypto trader material because I don't have to constantly come in and out. I can just play the clip and then give my opinion at the end, and if you don't like it, obviously you can tune out. So my apologies if you don't like the new format. Just trying to not get flagged, and at the same time try to provide some good comments and analysis for you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.